Hello everyone and welcome to the Enchanting Grotto, where we are gaming and theme park nerds, because honestly, that Venn diagram looks a lot like a circle. So if you love everything Disney, Universal, RPG, and cozy, hi, I'm Salty Mermaid XOXO, but please call me Salty, Mermaid, or Brianna. I went to the very first night of Universal Orlando's newest Halloween Horror Nights event, Taste of Terror. I had to share the experience with everyone who couldn't go or saw the event online and was like, what actually is happening at that event? So that's where I come in. There is so much to cover about this event, so let's hop right in and see what tasty treats lie beyond the fog. Taste of Terror is a brand new Halloween Horror Nights event this year that focuses less on spooks and more on treats. The event is located in Soundstage 33 and does not include theme park entry, so you'll need a separate ticket to enter the theme park and access the event. Taste of Terror is a 2-hour event running from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at night. Check-in starts at 6 p.m., so make sure to arrive early. The event is scheduled for August 10th, 12th, 13th, 18th, 19th, 25th, and 26th, with Halloween Horror Nights opening on September 1st. As of the first night of the event, August 10th, prices have been reduced to $135.99 USD per guest. If you bought tickets before the price drop, they are refunding the difference. So, what's included in the event? By participating in Taste of Terror, you'll be one of the first people to enjoy Halloween Horror Nights food and drinks. The portions are a tasting size, but don't worry, my mom and I left the event stuffed and we didn't eat for the full 2 hours. All of the beverages are included, even the alcoholic ones for guests 21 and up. As a gift for attending, you'll receive a bag with a Halloween Horror Nights freestyle cup and a souvenir Halloween Horror Nights light up cup if you're 21 and over. You'll also receive a digital download of one of the photos taken during the event. Now that you know what to expect, let's hop into the evening. We arrived at Universal Studios around 5:30 p.m. The weather app said we were in an excessive heat advisory yesterday, so we did the only logical thing. Got popsicles! The freeze-dried popsicles are some of the best I've ever had in my entire life, and they don't melt instantly, which is honestly a miracle here in Florida. As a side note, Universal has some of the best AC in all of Orlando. Whatever Arctic Blast setting they keep it at is amazing, and it kept us from getting too worn out on an oppressively hot day. The event is located just past the Jimmy Fallon ride, so we hung out in that area. Walking up to the registration area was a breeze. You could stop for a photo by the library with no one around if you wanted to before heading through a gate to the registration table. They also had the menu and ice cold water bottles by the registration table, which we were very thankful for. The marquee and autumn decorations outside started to set the spooky vibes, and I was doing a little happy dance seeing the pumpkins because spooky season is my absolute favorite time of year. Before we dive into the actual event, there is something I want to address because there's a lot of debate about it in the theme park community. Vloggers. There was a media event earlier in the day prior to the first night of Taste of Terror, so there wasn't as much vlogging as we expected there to be. We definitely saw people filming, but everyone who was filming was incredibly respectful of everyone else at the event, and if they hadn't already stepped to the side to film, you could find a way to get around their filming. Everyone took turns filming the booth, and I didn't feel like there was constantly a camera in my face, which was really appreciated. I really appreciate that the media event was earlier in the day rather than lumped in with the actual event, because it kept the numbers smaller and limited, and it made the event feel a lot more intimate. If you're watching this as part of a theme park special events team, please do this for every event that you can. While I love YouTubers and content creators and do it myself, I know there are a lot of guests that come to these events and don't want their experience diminished because of someone with a camera. Now that we've covered all of that, let's head into the soundstage and see what awaits us in the fog. The doors opened a little before 6:30 p.m. and we were greeted with this adorable display that lulled us into a false sense of fall. There were around 50 guests at the event, which was absolutely amazing. There was plenty of space, tables, and seats for everyone, and nobody was on top of one another. There were 7 booths around the space and a central bar. Each booth showcased a different theme with food and drinks to match the vibe. Going clockwise, there was a classic Universal Monsters booth, a Chucky station, a Dia de los Muertos set, a dessert table which had a witchcraft theme, the Yeti Campground booth was next, then The Last of Us, and finally, Stranger Things. The bar didn't have a Halloween Horror Night specific theme, but it was tended by the most amazing and friendly bartenders. Starting off with the classic Universal Monsters booth, there was the Tinseltown Torment drink and the Peanut Bludder burger. The Tinseltown Torment is is based off an old 1920s drink that's been given an update. The drink has bourbon and cherry brandy with orange and cranberry juices, chocolate and cherry syrups, and orange bitters. I'm not a bourbon drinker, but the bartender assured me it's worth a try. So I asked for a half glass to start, and he was right. It was my favorite drink of the event. It's a dessert drink, so it is on the sweeter side, but the drink was balanced well, and I actually went back for a full glass after trying all of the other drinks at the event. The peanut butter burger is a smash burger with a peanut sauce and raspberry jelly, cheddar cheese, shaved onions, jalapeno bacon, and cherry peppers on a vampire bun. This burger is an absolute delight, though you will need to enjoy some heat for this burger. The theming is amazing, and if you're looking for a bigger meal that'll go great on your social media feed, this one is a contender. The next station was the Chucky station. Despite absolutely hating Chucky, this booth was pretty darn good. First up is the mutilated pork loin. This one is one of the 2 event exclusive dishes, which makes me really sad because it was delicious and I would order it if they had it for Halloween Horror Nights. It was slow smoked applewood bacon wrapped pork loin, roasted root hash with fig and pear and red wine demi, and assorted rolls. Putting the pork on the roll and turning it into a sandwich was absolutely delightful, so I hope they add this dish to the menu somewhere. The Halloween Horror Nights dish at this booth was the fried till the end chicken. It's a popcorn chicken tossed in Nashville hot sauce, drizzled with ranch, and topped with scallions and chili threads. Y'all, I like heat, but this is for those of you that eat ghost pepper sauce like it's nothing. It is spicy, and I don't think drowning the chicken in ranch would have cut the heat. Heat index aside, the chicken was delicious, and if you really like spicy food, you're going to want this. Just make sure to get a drink to help cool your mouth down. The third booth in the space was the Dia de los Muertos set. It was absolutely stunning. The colors and attention to detail were exquisite. This booth had a vegan walking taco and a salad. The walking taco was delicious, but the bag we got was a little light on the toppings. Other than that, this is going to be a hit for everyone at Halloween Horror Nights. Just be careful if you're in a scare zone. You don't want to drop this. The next food item was the fall harvest salad. The salad was made with arugula, frisee, roasted sweet potato, roasted corn, golden apple, heirloom cherry tomatoes, candied walnuts, toasted pumpkin seeds with an apple pumpkin vinaigrette. When I tell you this salad was like fall exploded in your mouth, I mean it. My mom was raving about this salad for the rest of the evening, and she still is 2 days later. She tried to get the recipe out of the chef, but all he said was to make sure to add mustard when attempting to recreate it. Unfortunately, the salad is an event exclusive dish. Seriously, everyone at the event was raving about this salad. Please add it to Halloween Horror Night somewhere. To the right of this booth was an extra table with chicharrones de harina bagged up for us to eat there or take home. I'm so glad that I could throw them in my bag to take them home from the event because we were stuffed at the event and couldn't eat anything else. Don't be afraid to take a bag or 2 home. The biggest booth in the middle of the soundstage was a witchy dessert. I'm a witchy girl, so this booth was my entire vibe. From the tarot cards and palmistry guide to the teacup and crystals, this booth had my favorite theme of the night. The tables and chairs in this area had crystal balls on them and looked like you could have your cards read or a seance right there. I wished I could take all the decor home to put in my office and my bedroom. There were also a lot of treats here. So let's dive in. First, I want to talk about the treat that I think will be a smash hit, the Hellfire Mini Cake. This is a layered chocolate cake with a mango cayenne filling, topped with a chocolate guitar. This dessert wasn't mind-blowingly original, but it was delicious. The mango paired well with the chocolate, and the cayenne snuck in right at the end, a nice little kick. The guitar on top was a fantastic nod to Eddie, and I definitely recommend this one. Next is the mini trick-or-treat bucket. This dessert surprised me the most, and I definitely get it at Halloween Horror Nights this year. The trick-or-treat bucket is a chocolate creme brulee topped with a peanut butter buttercream, caramel popcorn, candy corn, M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, and a licorice strip. This dessert tasted like a Reese's cup with some extra candy on top. If you love chocolate and peanut butter, this is a must. The next treat at this station was the pumpkin dulce de leche puff. This is a pumpkin and dulce de leche puff topped with whipped ganache, pumpkin seeds, and gold accents. I was super excited for this one, but it let me down like the chocolate bear in Minions Cafe. The texture overall was very soft with nothing to contrast it. I wish the cream inside was a little heavier as well. Overall, the flavor was there, it just wasn't my favorite texture. The last treat at this station was the mini Oreo Mummy Pop. This was an Oreo cheesecake with candy eyes. It is a simple, light dessert, but it tastes delicious. I got a second one of these because I liked it that much. Before getting into the last 3 booths, I wanted to mention that there was a coffee and tea table set up. It was over 100 degrees outside, so I didn't see anyone reach for a hot beverage, but I love that they included this. There was a sign on top of a remembrall as a little Wizarding World nod. I'm not sure how many people noticed this, but as a huge fan of the Wizarding World, I'm glad there was some representation at this event. I'm also super excited for the Death Eaters this year. The next booth in our preview was the Yeti Campground set. The theming is absolutely amazing, and it made me so excited to see it even bigger during Halloween Horror Nights. This booth featured 2 kinds of poutine. The first is the Bloody Campground poutine, and I have to say, it was one of the best things I had at this event. This poutine was topped with Asian-inspired gravy, char siu roasted pork, cheese curds, scallions, and crispy chilies. I could have eaten the pork on its own, but I will absolutely be getting this during Halloween Horror Nights, and I don't know if I'll be sharing. The second poutine was the burnt ends poutine. This was topped with beefless burnt ends, gravy, vegan cheese, and scallions. If you're vegetarian or vegan, this is a great option, but it paled in comparison to the Bloody Campground poutine. The sweet treat at this booth was the Bloody Snowball. It's a chocolate cake with marshmallow buttercream and desiccated coconut. If you like coconut, you will be in heaven with this adorable treat. If you don't like coconut, I suggest looking for another sweet. Before talking about the Last of Us booth, I need to get something off my chest. I have beef with this game winning Game of the Year in 2020. I think it should have gone to Ghost of Tsushima, and I will die on that hill.
You have no honor, and you are a slave to it.
As a side note, if you want to see why, check out my streams on Twitch. I am currently doing a lethal campaign run of Ghost of Tsushima, and I am just reminded of everything I love about this game during it. It's a whole lot of fun, so please, check it out. I would love to see you there. Maybe one day I'll try The Last of Us, but it's not going to be soon. I really hate zombies. So despite that, I am trying to give the show a chance, and I gave the food and drink of this booth a chance as well. The drink here is the Salt Lake City iced coffee. I have to admit, I can't stand the taste of coffee. I am a tea person. I take after Uncle Iroh in the drink wars.
My pleasure. Sharing tea with a fascinating stranger is one of life's true delights.
So I got the smallest little pour of this drink. The iced coffee drink is brewed coffee, espresso liqueur, light rum, vanilla bean, smoked sea salt, and hella smoked bitters. I'm going to confirm right now. If you don't like coffee, run. Run like a clicker is coming after you because it is strong. The little sip I had absolutely woke me up. My mom tasted more chocolate than anything, but all I got was pure coffee. If you're a coffee person, you'll absolutely love this drink. The food at this booth was the Left Behind ravioli. The mini cheese ravioli had marinara, truffle cream, and tempura fried enoki mushrooms. My mom despises truffle, and I'm not the biggest mushroom fan, but this ravioli was delicious. We were served 2 on the plate, which the chef did an amazing job at plating, but the attendants of the media preview were given 4 in a rations can, so expect that when you order at Halloween Horror Nights. The tempura fried mushrooms looked shockingly similar to the fungus in the show, so if you're a fan of the gamer show, definitely try this. You'll also get to keep the can as a souvenir. The last food booth of the event was the Stranger Things booth. You'll be able to pick up pizza from Surfer Boy Pizza either before or after fighting Vecna. This booth had 2 versions of the Surfer Boy Hawaiian French bread pizza. This was a French bread style pizza with crispy spam, pineapple chutney, jalapeno, scallions, and mozzarella. The vegan version of this pizza had vegan sausage crumbles and vegan mozzarella. My mom said the French bread pizza reminded her of her after school snacks growing up, so if you were alive in the 80s, this will be a slice of nostalgia. If you're like me and were born after the 80s, you'll still love this pizza. I really hope this booth will have a cheese, pepperoni, and the Surfer Boy pizza as options. If they have that variety, this food will be the star of the event. The drink here was the Surfer Boy Tropical Dream Punch, which was made of rum, orange, pineapple, lime, passion fruit, and grapefruit juices with vanilla bean. This drink is very sweet. If you love a tropical punch, be careful with these because they'll go down quick. If you're not into sweet drinks, I suggest skipping this one for another drink. The Stella bar in the middle of the soundstage had your non-alcoholic drinks as well as a few alcoholic drinks. There was water, sodas, beer, wine, and 2 more specialty cocktails. cocktails. The first is the Cool Juice, which was made of Myers Dark Rum, cherry brandy, simple syrup, mango nectar, lime juice, Dale de Groff's pimento bitters, and Peychaud's bitters. This was the worst cocktail of the night. Neither my mom or I enjoyed it, but I'm sure someone out there will love it. The second drink was the Electric Death. This was made with gin, blue curacao, lime juice, vanilla bean, simple syrup, pineapple juice, and pimento bitters. This was my mom's favorite cocktail of the night. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite of the night. If you like gin, I definitely recommend this. Overall, I think this event was a success. This is a fantastic event for local pass holders because you can run into the park, enjoy some of the spooky vibes, the food, the drinks, and have a great evening. The entire team was amazing, from the coordinators and the chefs to the bartenders and the other team members. Everyone was spectacular. Universal did an amazing job with the theming of each booth. The food and the drinks overall were great. The music wasn't too loud or too soft, and it really helped to set the vibe. The event was extremely limited, so we weren't bumping into anyone, and it really felt exclusive. We were truly thrust into the Halloween Horror Nights atmosphere, and we honestly forgot that it was over 100 degrees and still sunny at 7 p.m. There were a lot of pros about this, but I do want to mention a few of the cons. I think to bring this event to the next level, some entertainment is a must. I would love to see some dancers do a routine about halfway through the event, or some monsters roaming around would have been absolutely amazing and not too scary. Or you could even bring in some scare actors, not to like jump out at people because they're dealing with food, but to just have some interaction throughout the event would have pushed it to the next level. I fully understand that this is a tasting and not a party atmosphere. I don't want that. Please keep relatively the same atmosphere for the next time. But if you want this to be more of a hit, I think some entertainment would go a long way. The other con is the price. This event was originally $160 per person, and that definitely seemed like too much. Even with the price reduction to $135 per person, I still think that's a barrier, even for locals. This is the first year of the event, so I don't expect it to be a perfect event at all. Despite the lack of entertainment and the steep price tag, I do think that this is an event that would do well with some fine-tuning. It is a great lineup to Halloween Horror Nights, especially for people who don't want to be scared. It's a great way for people who, like me, are babies when it comes to the houses, but still love spooky season to get in on the action. And while I am not huge on the houses at Halloween Horror Nights, this food gets me into the spooky season vibes and is making me even more excited to go walk around the park, and maybe I will be brave enough to try a house this year. But for the die-hard Halloween Horror Nights fans, this is really going to pump them up and get excited to have them running into the fog. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. With all of the spooky season events coming up, I have a lot of theme park content planned, as well as some gaming content. If you want even more gaming content, be sure to check my Twitch, which is linked down below. I mainly stream RPGs and cozy games, but I do always make sure to try and keep up on the latest theme park news. Be sure to follow me on TikTok as well. I am most active on there. I do have an Instagram, but I'm a Gen Zer, so I'm sorry, millennials. I like TikTok more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the fog.